Listen, you got the power. Pull the trigger. What you waiting on? I already know what y'all can do. Pass, go, and collect. Yo, 200. So if I'm being honest, the best thing that has ever happened to me was having a job. Like, that's the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I just want to share something with you. I've learned, like, that there's underlying issues that the W-2 employee has. And I love this because I have a side business and I have a job. And it's like, I'm learning by just observing the tools and the secrets to be able to succeed in my own business. And I'm realizing, like, yo, man, most of the W-2 employees lack work ethic. And what's crazy is, like, I want to help you learn what it is that you love to do. And how do you learn what you love to do? By serving the people, serving in every capacity that you can while you're at your job. So here's the deal, man. Like, I'm talking to somebody who, like, man, Mike, you watching this video going, hey, man, I don't know what I want to do. I work at Kroger's at the grocery department. I work in the back in stock. I'm talking about whatever you do. If you do it to the best of your ability, I'm talking about if you really figure out how to serve. I'm talking when I remember working at Walmart, man, and just going to the game aisle and not really being interested in like the game stuff and realizing, like, you know what, man, I have more of an interest in just talking to people, man. And I just remember, you know, I would be explaining to the person about the game, like, you know, this is the game, and, you know, not really being interested in it, and just I would just watch them how they would look at how they would look at the game, and then I would just kind of like just start talking to them and just kind of saying like, oh, you know, giving them ideas of why the game probably will be fun, and people were like, oh man, you got a crazy creative mind. And I'm just like, yo, I never really thought about that. And it kind of got me thinking about a person who may work in, let's just say you work at a grocery store and you like, man, I really don't like food, but you stay up sometimes looking at like nutrition facts, and you may not like the food situation, but you able to explain to a person why they shouldn't eat the food. And it's just like, yo, you working at Walmart right now or Kroger's, and you like, man, I don't know what it is that I want to do, but you got a crazy way of breaking down the nutrition facts. Like, maybe you should be a dietary. I don't know what the person is called, but a person who works with a dietary, a person who can do meal preps, a person who like, man, I hate working at this grocery store, this food place. I hate being around this stuff all day. It make me sick. It make me want to eat all the time, but I'm learning about the food from just being around it. I'm talking about if you really engulf yourself, really digest yourself into whatever job that you're in, what you're going to do is you're going to learn, like, man, I don't really like doing this. You know what? I realized that I don't really like doing this, but I like helping. I have a need, or I have a heart to help people. I have a heart to talk to people. And that's what I learned working in customer service, that, man, I like talking to people. Matter of fact, crazy story. Everybody was talking about how negative it was working on a holiday at Walmart. And I remember my first year as a Walmart employee spent Thanksgiving with my family, ate good, and I had to go into work that night and work the overnight shift. So they had me on the cashier tip, and I'm talking, the line was wrapped around the whole store. So every customer that's just coming through, I'm just geeked, and I'm just like, yo, they said that this is gonna be trash. Like, I'm going fast with it, getting them out, talking to the customers, laughing, playing. They're like, oh man, you cool. So now I'm learning, like, yo, I got away with people. Like, yo, I have an effect on people and how it shapes their day, their night. And I'm telling you, man, if you really go to work and really like put your thinking cap on and just focus on the job at hand, don't get so caught up with, man, I wish my life was like this, or man, I wish my life was like that. Like, nah, go to work and really like learn your job. Because what happens is I've learned that when you learn how to do something, you figure out a better way to do it. Or if you don't like to do it, I know that I'm going to put myself in a position where I don't have to come back to this. And that's what this thing is all about, is putting yourself in position to get yourself to the next level and that's how I've been able to get myself to the next level, by learning the underlying issues, by learning that, man, what's wrong with the W-2 employees? Man, they don't have no work ethic. Don't nobody want to go to work no more. Man, I don't want to work in this department. Why not? You working in this department, you now have access to people. Do you know how many how many plugs that I was able to attain by just by being a people person. I remember one time I had spent all my money on Prime, and I had met a guy at Walmart, and can't remember exactly what we did, but worked out some kind of deal. And my man told me, "Hey, yo, bro, when you get a chance, come over to my gas station, and I'm gonna fill you up. And watch this." I was fresh out of high school, and I ain't had no money at this particular time in my life. I wasn't asking my mom and my dad. I just had pride in not asking nobody for money. And I remember my man was like, "Yo, I ain't had no money at this point." Like, "Yo, bro, you can fill up your tank." And mind you, at the time, I got paid every 2 weeks, so I needed that gas to stretch. And thankfully, the job was only like 15 minutes from the crib. But bro, that gas lasted me for the next 2 weeks until I got paid again, all because of that skill that I had and that servant attitude that I had by engulfing myself in that job. Man, I'm telling you, like, that's how you gonna find out what you good at and what you're not good at, is by putting your best foot forward at the job. What happens if you put your best foot forward at the job and you don't give your boss that satisfaction? They're gonna get rid of you. Now you know what you're not good at. Now you know I don't need to go back to this again. Now you know that when you go to the next job, don't do what you did at the last job. Do something better. Give more work ethic. And then they're gonna be like, "Oh man, wow, we noticed that you turned this place around. We're gonna now promote you and put you in this position." That's the problem with the W-2 employees, that don't nobody had no work ethic. Don't nobody want to do nothing. Everybody lazy. They looking around at everybody. They on social media. How my man get this? How he doing that? How he able to go out of town? Because he figured it out. He figured something out. So I need you to give more work ethic so that you can get more. You won't be able to get nothing if you don't give nothing. People so afraid to lose. "Oh man, I ain't getting paid for this. I ain't getting paid for that." Bro, like, there's been so many times where I didn't got paid for not doing nothing. I'm talking, it just wasn't nothing to do. Or they sent me somewhere on the mission and I had to plans changed. So now we got to send you back this way. Whole 2 hours just wasted. Like, I'm telling you, man, if you can get past the work ethic and really put forward your best foot, oh man, it's the opportunities are endless. Like, you're gonna be able to set yourself up to where, oh man, I didn't even realize that I like working with people. There's somebody working at a nursing home right now that's like, "Man, I really hate working at this nursing home. Man, I hate the way it smells in here." But while you're there, you see how they being treated. And so it gives you that heart for the people. Bro, I'm telling you, you missing out if you're not at your job giving your best foot forward, because most people not giving their best foot forward. And look, you really need to get your best foot forward, because you can't do nothing else. Let's just keep it clean. You ain't good at nothing else. Do the job so that you can figure out, like, you know what, man, I actually like doing this now by working at the job. Man, I was working at the airport for so long that I realized that I want to work on the airplane. Like, engulf yourself in whatever job that you're in, put the blinders on, focus on that next best thing that's going to get you up out of there, or that's going to get you on the next level, or that thing that's going to put you ahead of your peers, and kill them. Kill them with that work ethic. Find out who you can serve. Find out what you can serve. Find out what skill or gift that you have. And the way that you do that is by putting your best foot forward at work. And then, yep, you'll be able to pass go and collect your 200. So look, I hope you learned something by the underlying issues of most W-2 employees are missing work ethic. So look, again, pass go and collect your 200. Peace.